Is episode 1. Mark. Cheers. Time out. Pause.
This is one of the bloopers.
This is one of the bloopers. Take 2. Mark.
Hi everyone, my name is Caitlin and I'm a horror writer-director and a longtime horror fan.
Hi everyone, I'm Alex. I'm a director of photography and I am a longtime film fan who is now just starting to get into horror thanks to Caitlin. So we're going to get both our perspectives, both Caitlin, who's a longtime horror fan, and me just barely dipping my toes in the water of horror. So
Yes, so with this show, we thought it'd be really fun to sit down and kind of discuss recent horror films that we've been watching, and also some of the classics, because I'm trying to get Alex to watch more of the classics.
I'm ready for this.
Yeah, and we just thought it would be great to have a horror show where you kind of get a woman's perspective on things. As horror fans, I feel like we constantly get questioned about the legitimacy of being fans of the genre and whether or not we actually like it. So we are here to prove that women do in fact love horror, and we have things to say about it. So This is our review show with mimosas.
Movies with mimosas. Cheers. So, one of the first films that we want to talk about and we're very excited to talk about is Revenge, directed by French director Coralie
Farjat, I think is how you say.
Well, I'm so sorry if
We are
we
so
butchered
sorry.
your name.
We're
We
so
are
sorry.
not French, not
No.
even close.
Nope.
No, we're so sorry. But still, very much appreciate your film. So this film premiered at Sundance 2018. It got a distribution deal with Shudder, and it's now being streamed through VOD. You can find it on your iTunes. You can find it on any VOD service, if
Yep.
I'm not mistaken. And it's being picked up for some theatrical distribution, so keep an eye out if it's playing in your town.
Okay,
Let's talk about
so
what the film is about.
What kind of synopsis is this? Never take your mistress on an annual guy's getaway.
Mayhem ensues when one woman flirts with a guy.
Okay, so here's the synopsis. I'm just going to read.
Yes.
It's on here. Jen is enjoying a romantic getaway with her wealthy boyfriend until his two sleazy friends arrive for an unannounced hunting trip. As tensions mount in the house, the situation abruptly and viciously intensifies, culminating in a shocking act that leaves Jen left for dead. Unfortunately for her assailant, she survives and soon begins a relentless quest for bloody revenge.
So if any of you know about the rape revenge genre, you can see that this is clearly a rape revenge film. Whereas the title Revenge really comes into play.
Very much so. Initial thoughts going into it. I was really excited for this film because I had heard about it previously. It premiered at Toronto in the midnight section. And then I saw that it was going to be playing at Sundance when we were going. And so I was super excited because, you know, I've seen all of the, I guess, classic rape revenge films that are in the genre. I Spit on Your Grave, Thriller, Miss 45, kind of all of those. And I will say, like, I get some sort of weird, basic, I don't know if I want to say enjoyment is the right word,
But it really
From them,
should be.
but
I feel like it's our only act of, like, vindication that we get to make rape revenge films. You know, and
I
act
mean,
out things that you
it's-
couldn't do in real life, but you really, really want to.
Well, that's the whole, like, weird thing about it, is that it's, like, half of these films, you have these, like, vicious, kind of, you know, grotesque rape scenes. And then the other half, you have, like, these crazy revenge, where you just have this one woman going apeshit on these men. And that part is, like, oddly satisfying to see, I think. So, going into this is, like, the first rape revenge film that has been directed by a woman. So, I was really intrigued to see how a female was going to handle this subject matter, going into it. What were your thoughts going in? What did you think it was?
Well,
be
I
about?
have only recently been schooled in the rape revenge genre by Caitlin here. She gave me a whole masterclass of rape revenge going into revenge, and then once we left the film, also a breakdown of how revenge goes into the rape revenge genre. But my initial thoughts going into the film, I just thought, number one, the trailer looked amazing. I thought the cinematography was incredible. There's something incredibly enticing, and that whoever was a production designer or whose ever idea it was to give her these big pink like star earrings, there was something so attractive about that, like on the poster, in the trailer. There was something so like it immediately drew you in.
It was just that contrast of like on the poster having her
Yeah.
all bloody and dirty, and then you just have that one
Big pink earring.
star earring.
And I think after learning what the film was about, I was just interested to see like how a woman is going to handle the subject matter, and just thinking that it was going to be, if anything, if the film the film wasn't any good, at least it was going to be fun, and it was going to be crazy and ridiculous and over the top, as rape revenge films usually are. So I was like, either way, I'm going to be entertained throughout the film, and hopefully, not feel offended by the treatment of rape within the film, which we were not. So those were my initial thoughts. I was just excited to see that what I thought was going to be a fun film.
Yeah. We should say that up until Revenge, our experience with films at Sundance was not great.
Very disappointing.
The two films we saw before Revenge were such letdowns and were so boring. So we were going in just being like, okay, we're ready.
Oh my God,
we
please
need this.
let this be good.
I remember we were sitting in the theater and we were like, okay, we want this to be bloody, and there would be like sex and gore and all types of violence.
The most over-the-top death scenes,
There was
anything.
a guy sitting in front of us that just like turned around and like gave us the side eye.
Like, yes, we were talking about like dicks being cut off, because right before the film started, we were talking about the rape revenge film.
Why Spit on Your Grave?
I Spit on Your Grave.
Yes.
And Caitlin was going through the whole like she cuts off his penis in the bathtub, and then people around us were just like, what are they talking about? So yeah, it was our experience. It was my first time at Sundance. It was Caitlin's second time at Sundance, and although we were very excited to be there and just experience the Sundance Film Festival, we were a little disappointed with the movies that we saw. I mean, they were fine, but they're okay. But they weren't like films that, you want to watch it again, or you walk out of the theater going like, oh my God, like this changed my life. Like, they were not.
Yeah.
They were not. We're not going to mention what they were, but Sundance, I see you. All right. So yeah, we were tired.
Yeah, this was like a midnight screening.
There was a midnight screening after being all day at the film festival. So this was after like already being out for 12, 14 hours. So we're like, we need this to be good. God, please.
Please don't
give
let
us something.
down.
Throw us a bone here. So even before the film starts, like you already at these midnight screenings, it's just horror. It's mainly horror fans that are going to the midnight screenings. So there's something like palpable in the audience when it's just pure horror fans. Like even as like the title cards were coming up, people were already like
clapping and cheering,
which is something that you don't see. Like usually Sundance films are very like slow and like a little stuffy. So people are just like sitting there quietly. So when you're in the film where all of a sudden people start clapping, the film hasn't even started yet, you're already like, all right, I'm invested. Yep. I'm in this just because I want to have the same experience the rest of the room. It's like you're having an experience together.
Yeah, it's a group experience.
It's a group experience watching a horror film in a theater.
Yeah. And that's how it was kind of throughout the film. As it's kind of going and the revenge part of it is happening, that second act, people, it was great. They were interacting with the film, they were rooting for the main character, they were clapping, they were cheering every time, she got one of the guys.
We're not giving too much away here.
We're not
if
gonna,
you've
we're not
seen
gonna
rape
spoil it.
revenge films before, you kind of know.
Yeah, it follows
what's-
the very same basic plot that a rape revenge film does, where it's like you have the Act 1, that's kind of the setup, and then the rape, and then you have the
Which, let's talk about the setup, because I thought she handled the setup so well.
Yeah.
Of these
Right.
characters that live in this world, and our main character, our main heroine, I thought was really well handled, because she's
a great character.
Yeah, she's a
So
blonde
she's
bombshell.
this blonde bombshell, like, she's very sexy, like, she's very sexual,
But she's very in control.
she's
of
very
like
in
her
control of
sexuality.
her
She knows
sexuality.
that she's wearing like revealing clothing, and she knows that she's acting provocatively. Like she's always in control of who she is and how sexy she's being and how much she's showing. So that was interesting. And then these two, so they're there for a period of time, and then these two business associates of his show up, and apparently they had like a hunting trip planned together, which they showed up a day early for. She was supposed to leave the day after, and that's when they would get there, but they showed up early. And that's where kind of everything kind of sets off in the film.
Yeah. They have like a drunken night together where everyone's like drinking and she gets drunk and is kind of dancing like very provocatively with his friends, and they're by the pool and she's wearing this like skimpy bikini, and I think giving everyone like lap dances and just very much being very flirty, very sexy. With one of them in particular, there's one guy.
Because he was the guy who wasn't married, right? The other guy was married.
I think the other guy was married.
And he's like the single one who can never get a girl. Or something like that.
Something like that. Or he's like divorced or something.
But it was interesting because you don't expect, but you don't expect or at least I didn't expect in a rape revenge film that the protagonist was going to be set up like, oh, like she's this provocative, like, sex bunny. But it's handled so well because she's in control of her sexuality. It was kind of like saying, like, there's nothing wrong with her dressing this way and acting provocatively, being flirty. Like, she's fully in control. She knows what she's doing the entire time. She, at one point, she does get the sense that, someone's gonna take this too far, and she starts to, like, pull back a little bit for her own safety. But the fact that the director decided to go there and not, from the get-go, already show her as, like, the sympathetic character. Like, she's so, like, like, virginal, or, and they're gonna corrupt her. It was like, no, she's already, a sexual being in control of her sexuality, and it still didn't change.
She enjoys being sexy and having men find her
attractive.
Attractive. But even in all that, it still doesn't make what happens to her okay.
Exactly.
It's like, she was being sexy and provocative, but she was not asking for it. Anyway.
The thought never crosses your mind, like, well, she did give him a lap dance, so she was kind of, like, she initiated it. It's like, no, it never, like, it made the clear statement that it doesn't matter what she does. It never justifies what happens to her.
So one of the guys ends up, like, starting to creep on her pretty hard. And she's obviously uncomfortable. Like, you can see she's visibly uncomfortable by his behavior. And we should also mention at this point in the story, her boyfriend, he leaves?
Yeah, I don't exactly remember the details of why he has to go.
We saw this back in January.
Yeah. This has been a couple of months, and we have yet to see it again because we're waiting for Shudder to release it. But we just found out that it's on VOD, so go out there, watch it.
I think he's trying to, like, was it, like, renew their hunting licenses? Or there's something...
Yeah, so the boyfriend is called away for some reason.
Boyfriend's called away.
After the night of heavy drinking and the sexy, like, lap dances, the boyfriend is called away, and then she's left alone with his two hunting partners. And then that's where things start to get a little uncomfortable between her and one of the guys, or both of the guys, really.
Both of them. One of them in particular who's just like really like, oh, you were so
Aggressive.
nice to me last night. Why aren't you being nice to me now? I thought you liked me. Blah blah blah. All that stuff.
All that bull.
And so she, you know, she like kind of apologizes and is like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to lead you on that way. Like, I'm just not interested. Like, it's not you. Like, she does the whole like, oh, it's not you, it's just me. Like, type thing.
We've all been there.
We've
before,
all been there,
haven't we? Where she has to like apologize to him for her misunderstanding or misinterpreting her behavior to what follows right after.
Yeah. So without spoiling too much, they decide they need to kill her. After this. Do we need to say that?
Oh yeah. Well,
Sorry.
the guy who rapes her actually tells the boyfriend when he comes back. He actually tells the boyfriend like what happened. Kind of like there was a situation while you were gone, and you think, you know, what's he gonna do about this? Like he's up till now he's this person that cares about her. So you're like, oh, maybe they're gonna kill the boyfriend in order to but they don't.
And you think because he is angry
for
when he finds out, and he's like, so he's pissed, so you think, okay, maybe he's you know, gonna do something. But no.
So he decides it's a better idea if they just pay her off. He's like, oh, I'm still gonna buy you your house in LA, and you're gonna go like try to be an actress.
Yeah.
And fine, and we never have to talk about this ever again, which to her is, you know, unacceptable because she's been violated. And so when she threatens him that she's gonna confess this relationship to his wife, and that's when, you know, he turns and he's like, all right, then we have to kill you.
Yeah.
So that's how we get started on our second act.
Yep.
Or Act 2.
Act 2. So they chase her through this like desert landscape that they're in.
We don't want to give you too many details because this is a really great part. Oh my God.
Just go watch it. But all we'll say is that they chase her. They think they get the upper hand on her, and she's not going to be a problem anymore. And then the twist is that no, she's actually going to get the upper hand on them, and it kind of becomes this great cat and mouse game where she starts chasing them throughout kind of the desert and getting her revenge for and it is amazing.
And the kill scenes are
great.
Fun.
This is what I loved about this film, and that her as a woman director, like, it's so gory. There's so much blood, especially that final scene.
Oh my! We're not even gonna get there yet. We're not gonna get there yet, but we'll get there.
But I mean, it's just like blood everywhere. Like everybody's covered in blood. There's so much gore, and I mean, like it's over the top, but not so much where it's like it pulls you out of the film. Yeah. Where it's like, because again, this is very much a it's a rape revenge film. Yes, rape is a serious issue, but it always kind of had this like fun kind of adventure feel to it. Yeah. You can tell that Coralie, who directed this, like, she is a fan of genre films, and she's watched genre films, and she knows what the audience of these films are looking for.
One of the main things that we talked about as we walked out of the theater, we were like, this is a movie made by someone who knows the genre, like in and out. She must have seen like all the rape revenge films and really had a film that falls within like the formula of the genre, but still stands out so much. Like, she still found a way to make it her own and has like her own, and add her own voice to it. But it could only come from someone who knows the genre, like in and out. And you could tell that it was handled with the utmost like precision. The kill scenes are amazing. They're very she did such a good job with the tension in this film
Mhm.
because you never feel like she has the upper hand, like you were saying. You never feel like she has the advantage over them.
Right, no, and she loses several times
Mhm.
within her battles between her and these three guys.
Yeah.
Like, she gets beat up
A
a
lot.
lot.
You're like, this
Um,
is almost not humanly possible that this person is still alive.
Right.
But she keeps going. And then, but again, not enough for you to be like, all right, this could never happen. I'm just out. I'm out
Right.
of the film now. Like, no, you're always entranced by, like, what's going to happen. And I think her losing so often adds so much to the tension of the
Mhm.
film. So you're rooting for her all the time, but she's not necessarily on top 100% of the time.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, so it's just great, and it's bloody, and it's just fun. Like, everyone was in the audience was clapping and cheering.
There's so much cheering going on
There
through
was
this
so
film.
much cheering
Every
going
kill
on. Oh my
scene,
God.
and I feel like every punch, every like hit that
Yeah.
landed was like an effusive, like, oh my God.
Yeah, no, everybody, was cheering, and it was one of those films where it was like, as we were leaving the theater
Mhm.
after it was over, all I heard from everyone exiting the theater was, "Oh my God, that was so much fun. That
Yeah.
was so good." Like, it's a good time. Like, you're just gonna have a good time when
Yeah.
you watch this film.
Yeah.
It's a blast.
I think, and to not go into it too much, but the final sequence of that film,
Yeah.
wow, that's like a
Stands out.
magnum opus type.
Yes.
So good. Like, I can't even,
Mhm.
there's no measurements to how much you're like, you want to stand up and like give her like a standing ovation at the end of this film. And I think they did. I think at the end, when the film was over, like, there was just like this massive roar
Oh yeah.
of applause, and people were like just so happy. And
Yeah.
I think because of the experience that we had in Sundance so far, we hadn't seen that yet. Like, we
Yeah.
hadn't seen people leave a theater like excited and
Yeah.
like amped up and like happy. Like,
Yeah. No, and it was
smiling.
so- And again, like, this is a rape revenge film. Like, you don't think people are gonna come out like smiling and
Be like,
excited
wow.
and just be like, but yeah, no, it was like, I feel like everyone came in like tired,
Mm-hmm.
and by the end, like, the energy was just like
Lifted,
up.
yeah.
Like,
You wanted to
everyone
go
was
like
so
punch
excited.
someone at the end of the film. You
Yeah,
wanted to
kind
go,
of. Like, yeah.
Ah! You want to start your own fight club at the end of this film. You're like, all right, now I want to go kick some ass. Like, I think even more as like women, we're just so fueled
Mhm.
by this film. We're like, yeah, we can do it.
Yeah.
We're so powerful. This is amazing. And not even just like the protagonist, but just seeing a female director pull this film off, and you're like,
Mhm.
yes, let's do it. She did it. She's amazing.
it.
When we came back from Sundance, this was the film that we told everyone they needed to go watch. Like, whenever anyone asked us, like, what was our favorite film out of Sundance, it was Revenge. Revenge was the best film, and we saw over a dozen films.
Yeah.
Well over a dozen films, and it was our favorite film from the festival.
Yeah.
It's out on VOD. It's gonna be out in Shudder.
Yes.
If it's
Soon.
playing in your town, please go watch it. Please go support it. Pay to go see it if you can.
Mhm.
If you have a Shudder subscription, then you can catch it on Shudder pretty soon.
Yep.
But really support this movie because we want more female filmmakers in genre films, and that's
Yeah.
the way that we're gonna do it. Is if we show studios that these
Yeah.
movies can make bank, then we'll get more female directed, female written films. So please go support this film.
Yeah, just go see it. It's amazing. Like, I don't have anything more to say about it. I just love it. So please go watch it, support it.
This has been our review. Thank you for watching. Bye.